Welcome to the Mystic Access Podcast, where the magic is in learning.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Mystic Access Podcast. She's Kim.
He's Chris.
And we have lots of things to be thankful for.
We sure do, and we are thankful to have you guys hanging out with us for this episode because we have some logistical stuff to talk about, and then we're going to talk about some other things that we hope you will find exciting. First of all, before we go any further, be sure to stay tuned till near the end. We're going to have a very special drop-in from a podcast listener that we know you will want to hear.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I almost want to do it now.
But I know. It's exciting. It's someone you guys will really enjoy hearing from, so definitely stay tuned. Before that, though, we have some announcements. And the first one is 2 days from now, or depending on when you're listening, hopefully you'll still catch it, is our November free class. Yay!
And this is a class that it's our favorite things, and these are a couple of websites that we will discuss and demonstrate, and they will give you some ideas to shop for Christmas.
Totally. And the point of this class is to support small business and smaller companies and independent artists and artisans and people who really require us being able to find them online and shopping for the amazing things they offer and supporting their amazing talents. We wanted to offer something like that, and we each picked 3 sites that we really love and use all the time, and we wanted to share those with you. If you don't catch it live, as usual, it will be up on our free downloads page as soon as we can get it up. November is a crazy month for us, as is the beginning of December, so please just bear with us. As soon as we get it up, we will let y'all know on the events mailing list, which is also where you need to go to make sure you get the information for the class. So if you're listening to this on Tuesday or Wednesday or early Thursday morning, you need to sign up for that, because I will be sending the reminder out probably Thursday, probably noon-ish or a little after Eastern time. So definitely be sure you're on the events mailing list to get the information. Couple things to remind you about. Usually the classes are on the last Thursday of the month. Obviously this month that's not happening because the last Thursday is Thanksgiving Day. Class is the 21st and it's at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And the other thing to remember is this is our last class. This is our last free probably or paid class of 2019. If you want to come hang out with us live, this is an opportunity for you to do so. We would love to have you, and we hope we can share something fun that you can get or give to yourself or to someone you love this holiday season.
Speaking of sharing things live, last year on Black Friday we had an open house, and it was very well attended, and it was also
very fun.
Asked for throughout the year.
We have had so many people ask us, are you having the open house again? Are you having the open house again? Finally, we were asked about it during a client session just recently. We started thinking about it, and we went, we need to do this. So, yes, guys, we are having the open house again. It is completely free for you to attend, and basically what's going to happen is we can just talk and get to know each other. You can ask questions about MA, product questions. We are also going to throw in a few fun things this year, and there are going to be prizes that you can win. So, really looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We won't tell you now. You'll have to come and find out about our prizes. And it's going to be 4 hours, just like last year. So as many of you hopefully can attend as possible during that time. So it's going to be from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Black Friday, which is November 29th. So we would absolutely love to have you. The information will be available on our news page, and we will be sending it out to our newsletter lists and our event lists as well. But if you want to find it, it will be up on the news page, probably by the time this podcast comes out.
And a couple things to note. 1, that was 1 to 5 Eastern time.
Yes.
And 2, it will not be recorded.
No, it will not. It's only for those of you who can come live. And unfortunately, that's just kind of the way this is. These things really aren't meant for post-broadcast.
Right.
They're not that kind of thing, and you would understand had you attended some of these. In case you're new to us, Chris and I are very real. We're very much what you see is what you get, and so are a lot of you. And these are not formal things. Come, bring your glass of wine or whatever you want, and hang out with us. Because it's just a time for all of us to let our hair down and talk and share. And of course, if you want to place orders during that time as well, you're welcome to give us a call. We will be happy to help you out. Or if you're on the website having a problem, you can let us know. We'll be happy to help you out there. Speaking of orders, you may want to know about the Black Friday goodness that we're going to be offering this year. And while you are at the open house, you will be able to access tons of Black Friday discounts from us, our very best sale of the year. So, this is how this works. It begins on Black Friday, and you will be able to save 25% on our tutorials, so any digital products that you purchase. If you want them on SD card, you will still need to pay for an SD card or for physical media. So SD card, NLS cartridge, flash drive, etc. That is an additional cost, but 25% off of the actual tutorials themselves. So do you want an Echo tutorial? Do you want Chris's Chromebook tutorial that he just did this year? Is there something else that interests you? Well, you will get the best deals of the year on those this time around. If you want one-on-one training or coaching or consulting with us, that is 20% off during the Black Friday sales. So you'll save a small fortune, and we would love to offer that to you. And for those who don't know, we offer recordings of all of your sessions. So we will send those to you. You will have access to them, and you can reference them again and again and again.
We will also have 10% off of our hardware. That includes the speakers, the Liwith Pros, the iWalk talking power bank if they're still available.
If they're still available. Ooh,
those are
they're going fast.
Limited quantity. They will not be restocked. And when they're gone, they're gone. Also, for those that don't know, we changed the way that we ship our products. And in doing so, we have it so that orders over $35 within the United States will have a free shipping option. So if you want it faster, then you can purchase a faster option during checkout. If you purchase, for example, an Echo tutorial not on an SD card, and you purchase, let's say, the Liwith Pros bone conduction headphones, those would definitely take your total over $35, and you can then get free shipping within the US. You can also select via fastest shipping or economy shipping, and those options would show up on the website when you're placing your order. So fastest shipping may be 1-day delivery using FedEx. Before we were just using USPS. We have different options should you wish. So we currently will ship to a few select countries, and there will be a public announcement when we have everything ready to roll.
Yeah, this is still a work in progress. We are getting there. We're closer, but we want to make sure everything is ready. And then those of you who have asked us specifically who are international, we'll let y'all know, and we will let you know publicly so anyone can find out as soon as we know. So we'll make a news announcement, and it will be in our FAQ as well. So
we want to make sure that it's the best value for the customer.
Oh, totally. Yeah. We want to make sure that we do the best for you and that we have everything up and running properly. We don't want any glitches when we get this out and rolling. So.
And so, sometimes, though, it still might be cheaper for you to purchase from your country if it's a speaker or hardware, if you can find it.
If you can. That's the thing. And that's one of the reasons that we want to offer the service for you from here, so that if you want to purchase directly from us the hardware, you have the ability to do so.
The next thing I wanted to talk about really quickly is we like to add new features to our website from time to time. And one of the newer features is the points and rewards system that you guys have been using. And it's kind of cool to see that people are using their points. Some people, they'll get 25 cents, and then their next order, they'll use their 25 cents.
Yeah, you guys are hilarious. We love to see how you use your points.
Yeah, it's just kind of fun to see how that works.
Some of you will save points up and buy a product, which we also love to see. That's fun.
Yes. The thing that we added this time is the ability to gift a product to a friend. So let's say that you want to purchase a digital download. You could always buy physical hardware. You could always buy a speaker and send it to a friend, and that would come with the tutorial. But what you couldn't do is you couldn't buy a digital download or a tutorial for a friend. So the way that we've done this now is that when you go to the product details, there's a button that says gift this product. And what it'll allow you to do is buy the product, and then it sends your friend an email with a link for the product. And when the customer clicks that link, it will add the product to the cart, and then it will also add the amount to that cart. So in effect, their product is free because it's already paid for.
So if you've had something you wanted to purchase for someone and you want to give them a digital download because you know they're going to appreciate that more, now you can very easily.
And now that we're done talking about gifts, you know what comes before Christmas and gift giving and what starts the holiday season out, right?
Before Black Friday?
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I can think of is something that includes, in my case, ham and mashed potatoes and cranberry sauce and lots of corn and lovely things like that.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's Canadian Thanksgiving.
Nope, I think that's over.
Oh, it's the U.S. Thanksgiving, which
There
is
you go.
perfect. Yep, it's the day that we all give thanks. And what do we do on Thanksgiving besides hang out with family and friends and stuff like that? Yeah, we eat. There are ways that you can get yourself a nice, delicious Thanksgiving dinner, and Kim would like to tell us about those.
Well, there's a ton. I could not believe it when I started looking because I know a lot of those in this community are sometimes a little more isolated. You feel like you don't necessarily have the ability to get out and do as much, either due to your location or your age or your health, or you just don't have the confidence. You just don't feel like, well, I don't know. I'm just going to stay in for Thanksgiving and do things myself. So if you don't have an invitation, you don't have a place to go,
or you don't want to deal with family members,
or you don't want to deal with your family and friends, and you would be thankful for a nice holiday by yourself, you have the ability to do that. And I was amazed about how many ways. I'm going to put an article in the show notes that talks about some of them. But if you do some online searching, you may be surprised to learn just how many offerings there are to get yourself some Thanksgiving dinner sent straight to your door. Either something that you need to prep, bake in the oven, do whatever you got to do, or stuff that is pre-prepped for you and you essentially heat and eat. So there's a lot of stuff out here. And a few names that you may be familiar with are places like Omaha Steaks. So you can get meals from there. Essentially, they allow you to build your own Thanksgiving dinner, and you can get ham or turkey from there.
I did it one year from QVC, actually. I bought a Thanksgiving dinner, which was delicious. And it was the ham, because that's what I wanted. And then it was 2 or 3 sides. I can't remember what it was.
The sides were St. Clair sides because they sell a lot of St. Clair. And I can post a link to some St. Clair sides so you guys can get an idea. I'm sure there's something on QVC right now. And I think you got a Smithfield ham, but I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, but it was delicious. And there was like macaroni and cheese as a side. I think it was mashed potato stuffing and macaroni and cheese.
I know you ate for a week for about $150.
Yeah, it was quite delicious, actually.
And a lot of this stuff is about that. You're going to pay $200 or less. This is for, you're thinking meals for at least 2 people, sometimes up to 4, 6, or 8. So if you're getting this just for you, you're going to have Thanksgiving for quite a while. So I mentioned Omaha Steaks. Some others you may have heard of are Harry and David, Magic Kitchen, Williams Sonoma, and Butcher Box. And there are some others on this list too, so you can definitely check them out. The article that I'm going to link to is foodboxhq.com, which looks kind of interesting. Actually, I don't think I've ever been to this site before, but I found this article and I thought it was really interesting. But yeah, QVC is another option. If you get some of these home prep meal services, I bet there may be some options there as well. You used to be a member of one of those prep meal services.
Yeah, you're right. It was Schwann's, and I've gotten a couple of turkey dinners and Thanksgiving dinners and mashed potatoes and stuff from Schwann's, and that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it's amazing what's actually available, and the more we kind of digitize our world and everything's happening online, you can find more and more and more of this stuff. I guarantee you 10 years ago you couldn't do as much of this as you can do now. So if you don't have the ability to get out or you would like to get your food sent to you, then you have options. And You may be wondering, if I have to prep it, how the heck am I going to know what to do when I get it? Well, you've got some options for that too. You have services like Aira, so a human being can actually read you instructions.
You have an ID Mate if you have that kind of thing, or some kind of a barcode reader if you have a barcode reader app on your phone, for example. That might give you the ability to have the recipes read as well. You have a place like Directions for Me that you can do a search and get directions to help you prepare your stuff. All good stuff.
Yeah, you have options. You have ways to know how to prep your goodies, because obviously you want to prep them properly. This is also good for those of you who are in charge of Thanksgiving dinner for multiple people. If you have a lot of kids or sisters and brothers and nieces and nephews and parents and in-laws and whoever's showing up for Thanksgiving dinner, if you just want to say, I do not want all the headache, then you have an option like something like this. And it allows you to not have to stress so much over it. Open a can of cranberry sauce and get this stuff, and you'll be good to go. It's less you have to worry about.
Yeah, and we've also talked about, those types of services where the meals are frozen. But you could also get your stuff delivered using apps and services such as Instacart, Shipt, and those kinds of places where, the person goes grocery shopping for you and picks up your groceries. For me, I don't know how I could live without an Instacart or a Shipt in my pocket now because...
You've gotten so used to it, haven't you?
Yeah, I've gotten so used to it. And I know I've said this before, but a friend of mine used to take me shopping and he just says, oh, well, you spend less money doing it this way than when he used to take me shopping. I said, oh, you're out of your mind. I spend more money because those services give you a way for instant gratification. So when you're buying something, you have the ability to add this to your cart, even though you don't need it, but it might look good, and that's just how that works. But it's nice because you don't really have to wait for somebody to come and do it for you. I mean, obviously people are coming and doing it for you, but they're doing it on your time and not your friend's time that, you may need something on Tuesday and the next time your friend is going to take you is on a Saturday.
The other thing about services like this that I really like, and some of these meal delivery services, not necessarily the ones in the list I'm going to link to, but a lot of meal delivery services, they give you nutritional info and ingredient info and things like that. And for those who are more health conscious, like I have attempted to be for the last year and a half or so, it will give you that type of information. So you kind of know what you're putting into yourself when you're buying some of this stuff. And I think that can be very important because the last thing you want to do is stand in the middle of a busy store near the holiday season and ask your friend to read you a big, huge, long ingredient and nutrition label. Yeah, not fun. So these are some options, and we hope you can benefit some from them. You've got a week as of the coming out of this podcast, so you may still be able, if you hustle, to get your Thanksgiving goodies delivered right now.
And we're going to do an insert from our friend Lisa Salinger. She is not the insert that we had alluded to earlier in the podcast.
She's not. Nope, that's still later.
It still is. And Lisa's going to tell us about an app that Lisa discovered called Seasonal Food Guide.
And one of the cool things you can discover with this app is what is in season around you right now in terms of fruits and veggies. She recorded this in September, but this will still give you a really good idea of what's available where you happen to be. So if you're interested in having lots of seasonal goodies on your Thanksgiving table, you can find out what is available in your area.
Today I would like to tell you about a useful app I found. I actively went looking for this one because the app that I was using before for this purpose just kind of went away. And basically what I was looking for was an app that would tell me what foods were in season in my area. You may have different reasons why you like to eat local food. Maybe you want to support the local economy. Maybe you want to cut down on the energy that it takes to transport these foods. Maybe you just like to find food at its peak of freshness and possibly on sale. Whatever your reason, you might find that this app is helpful for you. This is an iOS app. I'm assuming that if you Googled something similar on the Google Play Store, you would probably find it as well as on the web. I prefer the app interface, and so that's what I have done. This app will show up in your list of apps as SFG for Seasonal Food Guide. I believe when I searched for it, I searched for the actual name. I believe this is a free app, although unfortunately I'm not able to go back and review. I don't remember any kind of, for lack of a better word, purchase pain. So if there was a cost to purchase, maybe 99 cents, I don't know. But let's go ahead and take a look now at this app, and I'll show you what it has to offer. It does not seem to be a complete and exhaustive list. For example, last week I looked up spaghetti squash. I had bought one and wanted to learn how to cook it, and for some reason that was not listed. However, there are lots and lots of listings that are available. Another way that you could probably get the same information is to ask. For example, Alexa, when is spaghetti squash in season?
According to another Amazon customer, in season, like other hard-shelled winter squash, spaghetti squash is harvested in the early fall. The squash keeps for months in cool storage, so it is available in markets throughout the winter and spring. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Thanks for your feedback.
So there is another way to find out the information you want. I guess I bought my spaghetti squash out of season. For what it's worth, this was my first time both making and eating it, and it was definitely delicious. So let's move on to this particular app. And again, as I said, it's called SFG for Seasonal Food Guide, but it will be listed in your apps as SFG.
SFG.
And I'll double tap.
SFG button.
Some of these items are graphics, and in general, when you double tap a graphic, it does nothing.
Button. 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 Logo SFG W150. Link.
This is the situation with this button. There are some graphics and some unlabeled buttons. I don't find that these really hamper my use of the app. They're more an annoyance than anything at this point.
State. Pennsylvania. Pop-up button.
I've already been in here and chosen my state.
Down arrow. Image.
Again, that image does not seem to be clickable for me.
Target. Image. Time of year. Any month. Pop-up button.
Now, I do want to change this because I want to know what things are in season now. If I wanted to see all vegetables, I could just do any month. And so I'm going to double tap.
Time of year. Any month. Pop-up button. Any month. Picker item. Adjustable. 25 of 25.
And I'm going to flick down.
Late December. Early December. Late November. Early November. Late October. Early October. Late September. Early September.
And that is the item I will choose.
Done. Button.
I flick left to the Done button and I double tap.
Done. Time of target. Image. Time of year. Early September. Pop-up button. Down arrow. Image. Or. Produce. Optional. Any produce. Pop-up button. Double tap to activate the picker.
Now you can find out about produce by double tapping and flicking up or down, and you'll see everything they have listed here. There's quite a lot. But for now, I have my results. If I wanted to look at all produce or pick particular ones, I would use that picker. But I want to know what's available in Pennsylvania in early September.
Produce available in. Heading level 2. Pennsylvania. Heading level 2. In. Heading level 2. Different months of the year. Heading level 2. Apples. Link. Image.
I don't know why it said different months of the year instead of September, but it's showing me what's available now. So here's apples.
Apples. Heading level 3. Link.
And there is an image, so there's a picture. And you might think, well, why do they want a picture of apples? Well, pretty much everybody knows what an apple is, but if you have arugula or bok choy or something, you might not know. So having a picture for those who can use it would be very helpful. There's a link where you can get more information.
With more than 7,500 varieties grown around the world. Apples provide about 4 grams of fiber and 14% of our daily recommended vitamin C. Link. Seasonality. Link. Arugula. Link. Image.
And so that just kind of gives you an overview. Let's look at arugula.
Arugula. Heading level 3. Link.
Let's double tap.
Pennsylvania. Heading level 2. Arugula. Link. Arugula. Heading level 3. Link. Vegetable. Link. Like most tender greens, arugula is perishable and needs to be used within a few days of purchase. Look for firm leaves without mushiness. Link. Learn and cook. Link.
So you can activate that link and learn more about it and learn how to cook it.
Cap J. Cap A. Cap N.
You'll see this sometimes on some of these screens, and I don't understand why, but they have JAN, FEB, MAR, etc. for the months, and each one seems to be listed separately. I'm not really certain what the purpose of that is, so I usually just back out of here. Unfortunately, in this case, the back button is not labeled. You will find it in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, and fortunately, other graphics and things around it are labeled, so you can just look for the item that says button.
Button.
And you can double tap and it will take you back. The interesting thing I found when using this on the iPhone is it doesn't really make the voiceover sounds when the screen refreshes, but it does indeed refresh and it happens pretty quickly. If you want to find out more about what foods are in season or even how to cook them, there really are lots of ways to find out the information. This is a good way, but you can also do internet searches or ask your digital assistants, either Google, Amazon, or Apple. I've been experimenting with a lot of foods recently and have done searches like, can you freeze watermelon? How to cook spaghetti squash, as I've said before, and how long do eggs keep? I've found that as someone living by myself, I need to know this information because I don't go through them as quickly as I used to. So there are lots of very interesting seasonal and food-related resources like this, both online and in app form. Happy eating! I hope you have gotten to enjoy some summer produce in particular at its height of wonderfulness. Summer and the very early part of fall are my favorite times of year for all the bounty that the season has to offer.
Thank you, Lisa, for doing that. It's very, very interesting and very fascinating that there seems to be an app for everything these days.
Totally. I really like it, and I'm looking forward to downloading that to my phone and having it available. It's kind of interesting with some of these veggies, particularly that you don't eat as often, to find out when they are actually in season. So that's pretty fun. And speaking of the season, you alluded to this earlier, Chris, when you were saying that Thanksgiving is kind of that day where we give thanks. And while I still think we should be doing that every day all year, I think it's a good time to think about for our listeners the things that we're really grateful for this year. So what's one for you?
I am grateful for some of the contacts that we have made over the past couple of few months and some of the stuff you guys know about. And some you do not. And some of the things that we have to keep our mouths shut just because. But I'm grateful for that. I'm also grateful, of course, we say this every year and it's kind of cliche, but it is what it is. We're grateful for every last one of you, and I can speak for Kim in that regard as well. We are grateful for all of our customers, all of our listeners, anybody who has just spread the word, totally grateful about that.
Totally grateful. We started out this little bitty thing with a dream, and we didn't know what was going to happen. It was kind of one of those long shots that just kind of became this thing. And when MA began, it was a little bitty shopping cart, and for a while you were giving the products away. It was just something you were doing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And eventually we turned it into a business, and it's grown and grown and grown and grown. And here we are.
Almost 5 years later.
Almost 5 years later.
It's been 7 years because Mystic Access was founded in 2013, so we're approaching the 7th year.
Oh, that's crazy. And approaching the 5th year for me, so that is insane. And it's a wonderful thing. I think for me, one of the things that I'm really grateful for is for being an MVP author. I mean, that has been a huge thing for me this year, and it's just been such a trip. When I was a little bitty girl, I always said, I'm going to be a writer when I grow up. And here we are. And it's amazing. It's fun and it's wonderful. And I'm very humbled and very grateful. And it just means a lot to me. I've met many of you as a result of that. And it's been really cool. And just to kind of hold my book in my hands. And, that kind of thing's fun. So that's been a joy. And like Chris said, there's so much to be grateful for. And you guys are right there at the tippity top of the list. So thank you for being there.
And now for our mystery listener.
Yes.
Happy holidays, Mystic Access listeners. This is Santa, sending you warmest greetings from my extremely busy workshop. I'll be climbing down your chimney to stuff your stockings full of Christmas cheer before you can say Kris Kringle. And if you've been especially good, I'd love to bring you some special shiny gifts from Mystic Access to make your holidays extra bright. Before I make my list and check it twice, be sure to check out the Mystic Access shop page to find your favorite treats, or something to make those you love very merry. Need ideas? Check out the podcast, listen to samples on mysticaccess.com, or give Chris and Kim a call at 716-543-3323. Merry Christmas, and I expect particularly delicious milk and cookies from you this Christmas Eve. And don't forget the reindeer. They get extra hungry pulling my humongous heavy sleigh around the world. See you soon. Ho, 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 ho.
Thank you, Santa. It's been fun.
It has been fun. Thank you guys for listening.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
The preceding podcast is a presentation of Mystic Access, where the magic is in learning. If you are blind or visually impaired and desire to discover how our comprehensive products and services may support and empower your assistive technology journey, we welcome your visit at www.mysticaccess.com. Have a question or wish to place an order via phone? Call us at 716-543-3323. If you have something to share about this podcast episode, press 4 to reach our Mystic Access podcast comment line. Email us at info@mysticaccess.com. Connect with us on Twitter at twitter.com/mysticaccess and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/mysticaccessempower. Would you like to spread the word about our podcasts? Your friends and colleagues may listen and subscribe at www.mysticaccesspodcast.com. If you enjoy our episodes, consider leaving us an iTunes rating and review. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks for spreading the word, and thanks for being a listener. We hope you enjoyed this episode.